In any career, qualifications are just the starting point. Success, whether achieved through career progression or in setting up a viable business, depends heavily on mindset. Today, we're exploring the enterprise mindset and why it's so important for your engineering students to develop one. An enterprise mindset, combined with a growth mindset, initiative, and resilience, is crucial, not just for individual success, but for a thriving and innovative engineering sector as a whole. This film will help you teach your students to define an enterprise and a growth mindset, and to identify opportunities to develop their own skills that are associated with an enterprise mindset. Let's start by defining what we mean by an enterprise mindset. Essentially, it's about using initiative to spot and take advantage of opportunities for innovation or business success. It's about identifying a problem, determining its root cause, developing a viable solution, and being driven to implement it. An enterprise mindset is complemented by a set of transferable skills and personal qualities that can help make a student employable, whether they become entrepreneurs or not. These are what transform engineering talent and ideas into a flourishing career or a successful new business. Skills describe what you can do, your abilities, things like teamwork, communication, numeracy, initiative, creativity, leadership, time management, critical thinking, IT, and negotiation. Personal qualities describe who you are as a person. Qualities like reliability, conscientiousness, attention to detail, determination, resilience, flexibility, integrity, an eagerness to learn, and a positive work ethic. Again, these can be learnt and developed as part of their enterprise mindset. It's also useful to introduce the concepts of entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs to your students. When you spot and seize opportunities within an organization, you're acting as an intrapreneur. If you choose to create a new startup, you become an entrepreneur. So, how can you effectively teach this to your students? A great starting point is to ask them in groups to discuss and define what employability skills and enterprise mindset actually mean and how they complement each other. Encourage them to research and share their findings. It's also helpful to highlight that many of these skills and personal qualities are often referred to as soft or transferable skills. They're a bit like tools in a toolbox that can be used to develop or work in conjunction with your enterprise mindset. To help students articulate how they might apply these skills, you can introduce the STAR method. STAR provides a structured way to describe how you've used a skill to achieve a specific outcome. Try using it with your students to model real-life situations. An enterprise mindset plays a crucial role at every stage of a career path. It not only helps you navigate a traditional career, but also enables you to identify and pursue a path directly into entrepreneurship. It's important for students to understand that they don't need to be experts in every skill or quality from the outset. For example, not everyone in a football team needs the skills to play every position. It's the variety of skills that makes the team strong. An enterprise mindset will empower them to develop these skills as they progress, or to find co-founders and colleagues whose skills complement their own. Encourage your students to identify their short, medium, and long-term career aspirations. Short-term could be defined as in the next year, Medium term could represent the next 5 years, and long-term plans could be 5 years and beyond. They can group these into broad categories, like a first job, developing a specialization, leadership roles, or business ownership. You can use the enterprise mindset diagram from the learner resource to illustrate that students can take a career route toward enterprise or choose enterprise as their first career step, building skills along the way. It will help students identify what could be the next steps in their engineering career and illustrates how an enterprise mindset will influence their development. It's also important to emphasize the central role of initiative and how initiative relies on other skills, such as critical thinking and communication, to assess whether an idea is appropriate and safe. Initiative is also closely linked to resilience and a growth mindset, which we'll explore next. A student's mindset significantly influences their potential outcomes. To improve performance and achieve their enterprise goals, students need to evaluate and develop their mindset, skills, and qualities, building on their strengths and addressing any weaknesses. Instead of a fixed mindset, which is the belief that abilities are unchangeable, students should adopt a growth mindset, which is the belief that they can improve through effort. A growth mindset works in synergy with an enterprise mindset, enabling individuals to welcome all feedback, positive and negative, which can lead to opportunities for improvement. A growth mindset also goes hand in hand with developing more resilience. Resilience enables learners to recover from negative feedback, while a growth mindset helps them concentrate on the opportunity to learn from feedback and focus on areas of improvement. In any given situation, there will be various formal opportunities for evaluation and feedback. These could include mentoring or coaching, process improvement activities, project review meetings, formal training, or yearly appraisals and performance reviews. To achieve consistent and rapid progress, students should be encouraged to make self-evaluation a regular part of their working life. This includes taking time to reflect on how they are applying each skill and quality, seeking constructive feedback from trusted colleagues, considering customer feedback, and asking bold what-if questions about their work. To truly benefit from feedback and opportunities for improvement, students need to listen carefully, understand the key points, agree on how they can improve, and where possible, follow up to ensure that progress is made. A good starting point for this is to prompt discussions that ask students to share examples of when they have received feedback. Ask them how they felt about and responded to both positive and negative feedback. Emphasize that while all feedback is helpful, negative feedback often presents the most significant opportunities for learning and development. Ask them about a time they have given feedback. What questions led to the most informative feedback? So what can they learn from this approach? You can also review examples of informal feedback opportunities that might be available during your teaching formats, such as during workshop practice, initial submissions of written work, or industry placements. Let's look at a case study you can cover with your students. This also appears in the learner resource. Tarek is a graduate design engineer working for a large PLC manufacturer. His goal is to join and eventually lead an innovation team and become an intrapreneur. Tarek's team leader has recently reviewed his performance on a project. Tarek was surprised and disappointed to hear that some of his skills needed to improve. You can use this example to pose questions to your students. What advice would you give Tarek to help him be receptive to and benefit from this feedback? What can Tarek do to improve the areas identified? What else could he do? For example, what if he disagrees with the feedback? Let your students know that any answers to these questions in relation to Tarek will include many ideas that your students can adopt themselves. Hopefully that's given you some valuable insights into the enterprise mindset and some tools you can integrate into your own courses. By making students aware of what constitutes an enterprise mindset, you're providing them with the ability to identify it in themselves and others. You are empowering them to become adaptable and innovative, helping them develop their growth mindset, their resilience, and their initiative. And perhaps most importantly, you're helping them become ready to tackle the challenges and opportunities they will face in the real world of employment and enterprise. Good luck, and feel free to revisit any of the films and resources to recap.